Hey everyone, it's me, and I'm Katie, and I'm the storyteller, and I forgot to do something, which means we don't have dice for our new player, Riz. That's, some good quotes there. Let me do that. There we go. Alright, I'm just gonna copy someone's dice real quick. Also, it is not... Okay, now it's capturing. Never mind. How do I... Okay, copy. Alright, you can have your dice back now. And now... Can I not paste? Oh, oh, there it is. Paste. Alright. What color do you want your dice, Riz?
Hang on.
There, now you can be heard by the world at all.
Hi, world. What colors are taken?
We've got purple and pink. We've got red and orange over here. We've got aqua and blue. And we've got yellow and purple.
Ooh,
You can just change them to whatever color you want at your leisure.
Yeah.
surprise me.
Surprise you? Alright, let's do green. Just bright ass green.
Bright ass green.
And then for the then let's give you a red D100.
Ooh.
Just all Raphael and shit. There you go.
Ah.
Alright, your dice are over here at the end of the table, and I will create you a temporary figure.
Wait, where am I? I'm on the end of the table right over here.
Mm-hmm.
This one?
These green ones over here.
Where are we putting the snacks on the table?
Where are we putting the snacks? I mean, in
Yeah.
our hearts. In
Okay.
our hearts.
That's good.
That doesn't seem very safe.
Hi, Bad Road.
Hi, Bad Road.
Hey, Bad Road.
So how am I supposed to, like, where? This is the first time I'm actually playing.
So you just click one of the circles at the sides of the table, and that'll decide where you're sitting. Yeah, there you got it.
I did it.
Hey.
And I'm going to... I don't remember how to create... Oh, figurine. There we go. Custom... we don't have any images for your character, so I'm just
That's
gonna create you a
unfortunate.
I'm just gonna create you a pawn for now.
That's okay.
Here, you can actually we've already got a pawn for you because you can be green pawn because you're a
I am a
turtle.
pawn in this game of life.
And I will be sure to, if I am reminded at least, to try and set you up better next week. Anyway.
It's okay.
So what happened last time is we broke Lonnie out of prison, and Gold Mask died horribly.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's about, yeah.
Also, Copper Mask died horribly.
I was about to say, Copper Mask also died horribly. Let's not forget that the sacrifice of Copper Mask died horribly.
Lest we forget.
Okay, so this is going to have a bit of an odd tone to it because I'm going to have to be switching back and forth between the difficulties Rai is having, as well as because Rai is directly responsible for the death of Copper Mask and indirectly responsible for the death of Gold Mask, and no one knows this except for them and Silver Mask, who they took prisoner.
And the DM.
And the DM.
Also, I tried to stab Silver Mask while Gold Mask was dying.
Yep. And directly stopped Silver Mask from going to help Gold Mask. It was not a pretty scene.
It was a hell of a thing that we've done
Together.
And so now everyone is headed north and camped out in the woods. And that's where we're starting, with the camp all set up. So here we go. Chapter 3, Intermission. Silver Mask does not speak now. Lonnie was safe. 10th life was dead. but so were two of the masks, with the third being taken prisoner. Athens was in an uproar, on the verge of a real revolution against the council, which had sentenced their hero to death. But the caravan at least was safe. Not to say unscathed, mind you. Rai had done something they hadn't done in a long time. Kill someone. In this case, someone who was, at that moment, helpless. Thing is, no one else knew. No one knew Rai had killed Copper Mask, nor that they prevented Silver Mask from going to help their friend, as Lonnie, in a blind rage, tore her apart. No one knew except Rai and maybe the Arctic Fox. That'd be Silver Mask. Jasmine and Pam, none the wiser, went about trying to keep their spirits up, making plans to investigate 3 points: the many kings, the Council of Athens, and something called Project Mindflayer. It all seemed to be connected somehow, but no one could quite piece it together. So from their hidden base in the woods, those who wouldn't be Sorry, I'm misreading my own writing. So from their hidden base in the woods, those who wouldn't be recognized would move silently in and out of the city to the south, collecting as much information as they could. Rai and Lonnie, however, had their own worries. Rai found himself with a confusing and intense desire to visit with the prisoner, while Lonnie spent much of her time alone in the woods, occasionally reporting back that no one seemed to be looking for him at all. The camp was quiet, but for the most part content. And that is where we pick up. The very first scene is a Rai solo scene.
Oh God! How many days has it been?
I'm gonna say it's been at least 2 or 3 days.
I
And-
haven't told anybody.
No, you've got Silver Mask holed up in a trailer, and there are various people who guard them, but they haven't made any attempt to escape.
Oh boy! I should have written down this desire to speak with Silver Mask on my character sheet, because I had forgotten until right this moment that oh God, oh no.
Silver Mask was left in a trailer, bound. They were never left alone for long. Rai spent most of their time there lately, hesitant to actually enter or communicate, but with an intense desire to do so. There were so many questions left unanswered. Who were the masks? Who were the kings? What had everyone been changed by? What was Project Mindflayer? And what did all of this have to do with Rai? So, you have an intense desire to enter the trailer. I will say that.
I'm so like I forgot being mad at you about this, and I'm just like okay, all right, I guess I gotta enter the trailer. I don't like this.
All right. So, let's see. As you enter, Silver Mask looks up, their mask still gripped around their face, their hands tied in front of them, but they don't make any move otherwise.
Okay. I think I'm going to feign nonchalance. I think that's where we're going to go with this. You hungry, thirsty, want to go for a walk? There'll probably be a gun pointed at you the whole time, but these things are what they are.
All right. They lift up their hands, showing you that their wrists are bound, and thus that they can't really respond.
Oh, we bound their... Ah, heck. Well, this is a security risk. I'm going to do it anyway, but this is a security risk.
All right.
I take out my Swiss Navy knife and I...
Their signing is awkward and halting, and occasionally they use a sign unfamiliar to you, almost like they speak a very different dialect and are attempting to alter their speech for your benefit. It's not something you'd ever seen or heard of, having assumed ASL was universal, but they seem to be trying to understand and process your signing, watching your paws very closely as they move. They say, "What do you want?"
Well, that's a complicated question, I think. I think really what I want is answers, and I think you have them.
They stare up at you, unblinking, unflinching.
I don't know if you're cutting out or if I'm cutting out.
You're cutting out on my end too a bit. I'm not showing any packet loss or anything, so...
I can hear both of y'all fine, so I think it's just between...
Something between you and I.
I have no idea what it could be.
Alright, they look up at you. Alright, let me actually look here. Yeah, you've actually got a pretty good connection to us. Which is funny, because Xenon really doesn't.
Oh no, you're right. Bad news. I just found out.
So, yeah, they look up at you, unblinking, unflinching, and wait for your questions.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I know what I'm going to do, unfortunately. What's your favorite color?
They continue to stare up at you, unblinking and unflinching.
Okay. When's the last time you baked a loaf of bread?
Once again, no response, except to maybe look slightly more irritated, or maybe you're imagining it.
Okay. When's the last time you used your hands of those for anything good?
They begin to sign something, stop, think better of it, and then instead sign out, "What information do you want from me?"
I don't think I should be the one to get this from you. Mostly I think I just want your story to make sense. Because, well, I feel kind of torn, you see, between guilt for trying to kill you in front of your dying friend and guilt for not finishing the job. And to get a little more personal, I kind of want to know where you and I stand in terms of hypocrisy.
They stare for a moment, and then motion their desire for you to sit down so they can look at you at eye level.
Okay, I do so.
Do you know who we were?
Some weirdos who kept trying to suplex us when we were trying to get our jobs done? No, not really.
We were a team like you.
So you just, what, ended up on the wrong side of the Rat King? Or you just decided that murdering and trying to hurt helpless people was just your idea of fun, or...
The Rat King is a monster.
Okay.
They stop and correct themselves for a moment. The Rat Kings, they re-sign, are monsters.
Okay. When you say kings, what exactly do you mean?
There are many. You've seen them.
Yes. How?
I don't know the whole story.
Okay, well, what part of the story do you know?
Only my part.
Well, that's kind of the only part I'm interested in.
Do you know the legend of Gold and Silver Mask?
You two had a legend. Okay, no.
They
no.
smile. They smile slightly, and you think it's the first time that you've ever seen their face show anything except determination.
filled with determination. Sorry, continue.
Gold Mask was a good woman. We were like siblings. A tag team in a place to the south called ALL. They think for a moment and then sign out Animal Lucha Libre. Everyone loved us, but indie wrestling does not always pay the bills. We took up mercenary work, even picked up a third member as we wandered north, a young man who would become Copper Mask. They look up at you, face stony once again. Did he escape?
I am rather sorry to report that he did not.
Their face scrunches up and they clench their fists for a moment, but they make no attempt to stand or take a threatening posture. Finally, they slump. Their hands rise and they sign, "It's my fault. Copper was a..." They pause for a moment. "A fan. And a fool. He didn't know what he was getting into. He thought everything he'd watched us do in the past was..." They pause again, thinking intensely before coming up with, "Fighting. He thought we were really fighting real villains. To him, we did not go back to the locker room and have a pleasant conversation with Muerte del Nacion." They spell out this last bit and you surmise it's someone's name. To him, this was real, and I let him believe it.
I'm trying to figure out what part of not real is trying to kill people.
Their eyes close, and they breathe, and they stare directly into your eyes, and you get the feeling that at this moment, they see you as a hypocrite. After a moment, they continue. "We came to Norman about a year ago," which Norman is the town directly south of Oklahoma City, which Rai would know. "We came to Norman about a year ago and began, I suppose, solving people's problems. We were like heroes to them, real heroes. Gold and Copper were so happy. Two more noble spirits you will never see. Nothing made them happier than helping others. We were the good guys. And then a message came to us that one of the regions to the north needed our help. And that it paid well. Gold insisted on taking the job. Think of how many people we could feed with that money, she'd insist. And so we did. And we met the Rat King. We did his dirty job, but Gold..." They begin to tear up. "I do not wish to speak any more of this story right now."
Oh, okay. Katie, why are you doing this to me? God. Okay.
Just so you don't feel alone, she's in fact doing this to all of us. It's worse for you, and I understand that, but I'm not unaffected.
It's okay, I'm tearing up a bit myself.
Okay, okay. I think what Rai says is I am sorry. I am sorry your friends are dead. I am sorry your family is dead. I'm sorry that you most likely won't get to see their bodies again. Why am I telling you this? I was taught that it was an important part of the grieving process.
Their face hardens and they look you directly in the eye. They hold up their hands one more time. "I could have saved her. You stopped me. You killed her."
Hers is not the first blood on my hands. And more than likely it won't be the last. And, well, Sometimes you just have to live with that, alright?
You get the feeling that they're no longer paying attention to you, as they just slump back in the corner.
Okay. Well, I guess I have to go. I'm leaving. I can't deal with this anymore. I'm so sad. Katie, why did you do this?
The camera lingers on Silver for a short time, but they do not move. Alright, this is one of those scenes I was talking about that's, outside of everyone's view. The camera lingers on Silver for a short time, but they don't move. After a short while, the door opens once again to reveal a winged figure who steps inside. Lonnie crouches down, and the two stare intently at one another for a while from across the small room. Alright, on to scene 2.
Alright, scene wrap.
And
Yep.
cut.
And
Cut.
5-minute cry break and back from lunch.
If at any time anyone needs to take a moment, we can do that.
Yeah, that is why we have the card.
Uh-huh.
Alright, so it'll take me 30 seconds, but I don't think my ping should be like 400. I gotta just fix it.
I was watching your ping go up to 400 and thinking, that
Uh-huh.
doesn't look right.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
a little extreme.
It'll take me like 5 seconds. 1 second. I'll be right back.
Okay. So how's everyone doing?
Am I supposed to have a calculator? I feel
Yeah,
left
we
out.
can. It won't matter this week, so I didn't make one.
I feel super left out.
I will, like I said, I'll get everything set up before the
Yeah.
next
It's
session,
cool.
and you'll have a little figure, and I'll see if Sue will draw one maybe, or if anyone else wants to draw one, we can do that.
If I unplug my headphones, do I have to restart Mumble?
Probably yes.
Probably.
Ah, heck.
Mumble's
okay,
not
give me
great
one,
at that. All right.
Give me
You
1
can
second.
keep both plugged in. Nightmare setup like I do.
Mm-hmm.
Computer, run
So-
Celery Man.
How does one zoom?
With the mouse wheel.
Yep. I don't. You're on laptop. I don't know if you're using a mouse.
I am not using a mouse.
I have no idea how
Unless-
you zoom then. Maybe Peyton. No.
Unless- No, it's not that.
You may have to check in the key binding section of the options.
Yeah.
Why are my page up and page down keys so? I guess I never use them.
I like
This
how
is-
squishy is the one word of that didn't come through on Mumble.
Oh, that's good.
See, Wasad's moving it around.
Computer,
See.
create calculator.
Oh, that's how you spin it. Okay, that's how you spin the thing.
Spin. Don't look at the McClanky.
You don't look at the McClanky.
Oh yeah, you
I'm
can use this
so
if we do wind up
angry.
needing this. We could use this too.
Ooh, what is
It's
that?
blank. It's a blank card.
I'm so angry that was the first thing that I heard when coming back to this moment.
I am guessed.
Just,
Don't look at the McClanky.
yes, I hate it. I hate it so
That was
much.
the first thing I heard when you. Yeah, it was weird.
I have a knack with the McClanky. All right, so scene 2. Ready for this?
Yep.
This will involve overall. This is a 2-part scene, and it'll involve everyone except for Rai.
Cool.
Poss is out.
Boss is out climbing a tree and screaming to make sense of like the nature of life and death
Mm-hmm.
and good and
Oh,
evil
no.
and all that jazz. You know?
All right. One early morning, Pam was out around the border of the camp, tracking the local fauna, collecting wild vegetables to make a stew that night. It'd be a real good stew, too, full of meat and vegetables and shit.
It's gonna be a great stew.
It'd make everyone smile and say, I sure am glad I got to eat this stew that Pam made. Am I getting that Pam character down right?
This is great. Yeah.
She'd trace some sort of deer, maybe, to a small clearing to the east and stop to get her bearings. In the center of that clearing was a huge rock, the kind of rock she might have called a sitting rock on account of it being big enough for her to rest on. All right, that's you, Xenon.
All right. What is so? I'm just picking up Pam's just picking up vegetables, right?
Mm-hmm. And you're in a clearing. You've been tracking a deer, and this clearing has a giant rock in the middle.
Roll perception. What's going on here? What's happening? Roll perception. That's not a D20, I don't think.
I don't think you have a perception skill, do you?
Oh, I don't. I have okay. I have.
Come up with something you can use to try and figure this out.
Do you have tracking?
Okay.
Is there anything weird around here?
I'm gonna use tracking for that. You need a 2d10 for that. You need your D100.
This.
No, that's a 12.
Yeah, this is the right one. There we go.
No, that's another 12.
Fuck. This is a D10.
Yes, that one is a D10, and the other one will look like it.
That's another one.
Yes. All right, there you go. So what's your tracking skill?
It is 40%. Yeah, and I updated it, so it's 40.
All right. So you rolled 82. That's not going to do it.
Well, bad news. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine, and there's a big rock here to sit on.
Pam is really excited to sit on that rock. Pam is on that rock.
All right. Riz, how do you react to being sat on?
I start slowly walking away.
Unfortunate.
Just like wondering what the hell is on me right now. I don't look at it.
All right. What's
And
Pam's
walking.
reaction?
Pam says, "Holy shit!" And Pam gets up from the rock and investigates rock.
I hide back in my shell.
All right. I'm gonna have you use tracking again, Pam.
I'm gonna do it so good this time.
That's 99.
Wow.
That's like
As
all
far as you can
sorts-
tell, it's just a rock.
Oh no! I can't believe the rock is moving.
Maybe you imagined it was moving.
Yeah, maybe I imagined that rock was moving.
Well, you sure could do with more sitting time. Your ankles, you're just tuckered out.
I lay down on the rock.
Get the hell off of me, please.
You
Holy
hear a
shit, Pam is up. Pam is up again.
And I
you
stick my head out. Like, do you not see me here right now?
No, I don't. No.
Well, that just means your camouflage worked, so you know. Then you
yeah,
should
I
be
mean, it was
proud.
Pretty good.
That'd be a
mean-
big stone for a stone suit.
Jesus
Don't make
Christ.
fun of turtle soup, please.
It's a sore spot.
It hurts.
All right, Pam, you are
My
confronted
ancestors
by.
put turtle soup.
You are currently confronted by a massive, like as big as you are overall, quadrupedal land turtle.
Hi.
Wow, holy shit. What's up? What's your name?
I'm Ben. Who are you?
You actually know who she is because you've been watching the camp.
Wow.
That is true.
Yeah, hi,
Hi.
I'm Pam.
Hi,
So,
Ben.
how you doing?
Well, I was just fine until somebody decided to sit on top of me and then laid on top of me. I like start moving my head towards the top of my shell. You didn't see the giant crossbow?
Nah,
Oh no,
behind
you're.
the rock.
I'm assuming that the crossbow would not be on there since you were trying to
Oh.
camouflage.
Oh, never mind.
I've still thought you were a rock, so I mean, my sentence still looks out good.
That's true. Well, I was just out and about, just seeing things. Am I
Okay, so
not supposed to, or
I mean,
mean-
it's fine. Y'all want some soup?
what kind of soup?
Vegetable and meats. What
kind
what do
of
I have?
meat?
What have I collected so far?
Meat
What
as
kind of-
a value-free terminology.
I think it's for this way.
There is no turtle, correct?
No.
Okay. And yes, I'm very hungry. Very hungry indeed.
alright.
Yeah, it's finally somebody actually came and noticed I was here. Surprised you guys didn't see me. I was like just right by that thing right over there a couple of times, and I've like moved my head over to the green caravan that's over there. That thing right over there. And
Yeah, I'm gonna say you're probably about 200 feet out, and you can see this green painted RV at the edge of the camp.
and all I had was leaves and twigs and stuff, and I just was told to come over this way, and I've been here ever since. So yes,
Anyway, right.
I would like some meat.
Oh, hi, Rai. What's up?
I'm not here.
Oh,
I'm imagining Rai just accidentally wandering by the scene, Pam waving at them, and then Rai going, "I'm
Oh, hi,
not
Rai."
here."
Uh,
And then
Yeah,
Pam
yeah.
just shrugs and says, "Okay."
I'm gonna
Alright.
take off into the woods.
Fine.
I'm not in this scene. Goodbye.
All right,
Yes.
so
please.
Pam, you've offered to take Ben back to camp in order
Yep.
to have some meat stew.
Meat stew, yep.
All
You didn't
right.
catch the deer that you need for the meats, dude.
Yeah, it might be vegetable stew actually, but
Well, I mean, if you want, we can see if we can track one down, or this vegetable stew is fine.
sounds great. We can go tracking.
I didn't answer the question.
All right.
I love it.
I got 99 rolls, so that's fun. To do some tracking.
Back at camp, Jasmine had other things on her mind. She was watching this thing she'd always known as reality fall apart. Something weren't right about the things going on, and she could only think of one person who might have the answers: Maribel. Alright, so you're gonna go look for Maribel like you said?
Yep.
Alright. As you approach the young woman, sitting off on her own, away from the hustle and bustle of the camp's daily activities, you can hear her talking quietly to herself. Her back's turned and you can't quite make out what she's saying.
Hey, Maribel.
She turns to you slowly, and you can see tears and snot crusted into her fur that covers her face. Upon realizing that you can see that she's been crying, she lamely attempts to cover her face with her paws, nearly dropping her violin to the ground. Hey, Jazzy, what can I do for you?
Well, Maribel, got a question for you, I think.
All right, shoot.
You know, I've seen a lot of weird stuff over the course of the last couple weeks.
You and me both. Tell me about it.
Yeah. I mean, my life used to be real simple. I'm a singer, right? I went out and I I sang songs and played the guitar, and every now and again I might steal some shit from people, the hell of it, and that's about as wild as my life got.
Wait, you're a thief?
I mean, I don't steal a lot anymore.
You stole anything from me?
I mean, no.
Alright, we're good then.
Cool. Seems like ever since I joined up with these people, it's just got more and more wacky. But the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my whole life was a few days ago, waiting for 10th Life, and I saw you with that violin waiting room. And I had this thought jump into the back of my brain, and it's just been gnawing there, and I just can't seem to get rid of it. And it's that shouldn't be here.
Shouldn't be here? What do you mean?
We found that violin. Ham and Rai and me found it in the ruins at William Street, and it had your name on it, and we thought, hey, maybe we should take that back from Mirabelle. Maybe she'll want for some reason. So we picked it up, but then we got bought by a Spike Spiegel cosplayer and jumped by some sort of untangible thing in a hood, and we never really made it home. But that's impossible, because the first thing we did when we got to Georgia was see 10th Life, and she sent us out to the Cult and Coke. You came with us, and all of that bullshit went down. So I've never been to William Street. I don't know that the first thing on the right is a set of toilets, and on the other side of that is a desk, an office with two desks pushed up next to each other. I should have those memories. Maribel, I shouldn't have the memory of staring at a pile of dog bones until my eyes felt like they were marbles in my head. And they're there. And I could really just write it all off as one of a lot of bad dreams. Except you still got that violin. And Mirabelle, I'm gonna ask you real direct. And it is a bad idea to fuck me around for an answer.
God damn.
Where
Wow.
did you get the violin, Maribel?
She stops and thinks for a moment, her eyes wide as she stares back at you, looking a little bit incredulous and a little scared. And then she finally looks down at her violin, and she points at the part where her name is engraved on it. And she says, my friend George gave this to me a long time ago. Even got my name engraved on it, see?
Yeah, that's why we picked it up.
I mean, George was a close friend of the family. He used to work around here. I think that William Street place you said. I ain't seen him in a long time. Human, you know? Like Kitty, but bigger and, less hair up here. She points to her head. Called him Uncle George. Awkward silence.
There are some words that are sitting on my tongue, and I'm trying to find a good way to not say them. But I don't think I have that option, so Jazz draws.
Oh, holy shit.
See, I went and asked you a question, and you have not answered that question.
Okay, so what you're saying, she puts her hands up, the violin dropping to the ground with a bit of a springy noise, as the strings bounce. So what you're saying is I didn't have my very own prized possession till a few days ago, and I got it from a dream. Even after the things we seen, she stops to think for a moment. Honestly, don't sound too far-fetched, does it?
Nah.
Alright, let me look at your character sheet real quick. I gotta actually find it in the folder here. One sec.
I have it up in front of me. What are you looking for?
I can't tell you that or it'd give it away.
That's fair. I forgot to update my secondary skills, so those should all be like 5% more than they
Okay.
are.
Oh yeah, so I still can't find weapon proficiency, but I can send you my character sheet as it is now.
I think
Okay.
it's on page 58.
Okay.
Alright, I want Jasmine to roll interrogation.
Alright. That's exceptional. That's the best skill on there. Oh no, car pilot's the best skill on there.
Car pilot is such a great series of words.
Yeah. I'm uphill all the way. The pink's the...
82, ouch.
That is kind of push my luck.
I think that may be the wrong system
God
you're
dang it.
thinking about.
Let's see. Do we have any other chance at this? I also want you... Alright, I also want you to roll streetwise.
Okay. That's much worse
Mm-hmm.
as a skill. That's not it.
That's 14.
Oh no, wait. Yep.
So you remember something about a George who would have worked at William Street, named George Lowe, who appears in the credits of a lot of your old tapes. And, yeah, you also realize that he would have been dead for hundreds of years, so surely that can't be who she's talking about.
Okay, this just gets worse and worse. Curiouser and
Yeah,
curiouser.
this ain't getting better.
Also, hi, Andy. I didn't get to say hi yet.
Yeah,
Hi,
we're kind
Andy.
of reeling because all of the happenings that are
This is-
happening. Hey, Andy.
This is
Hi,
happening.
Andy. I'm also here.
This is the wind down intermission chill out.
It sure is.
Yes,
Yep,
the one
yep,
down
it's
intermission
definitely
chill out
that.
where I might be about to shoot someone.
All right,
there
so
might be some tonal dissonance. He goes
it's
from rap to
your
this.
move.
I don't know a George. I don't have a way to. I don't have a way through this. You didn't have the fucking thing, and now you have the fucking thing.
She starts to look really scared at having a gun pointed at her, and is just backing away with her hands held up in front of her face. Honestly, I expected this to be a peaceful conversation.
You have not been paying attention.
I absolutely have. Jazz is usually the relatively cool-headed one.
No, that's specifically Pam. Nobody else in this
No,
party
Pam is the
cool-headed.
very cool-headed one. Jazz is the one who says things don't have to get weird.
And then things got too weird.
They
to
got too
handle.
weird, and she couldn't handle it anymore.
Mm.
Alright, so. What you're telling me is that some human, which, by the way, humans ain't been around
No, there are humans. There's just not a lot of them.
in force for, like, a hot minute, like 100?
Around 100 years, yeah, was the last time they were the dominant force.
For like 100 years. The ruinous place I went to has been abandoned for thousands.
Well, couple hundred.
You can't see the look I gave her.
I was gonna say, I felt that look. Like, I was like, there's a look going on right now in that room.
No one's been working at it within a human lifespan.
I don't know what to tell you, Jasmine. This is just all I know.
I'm wondering whether... Let me give you a feel for where I am as a person. I'm wondering if it matters if I shoot you. I don't want to hurt you. On the other hand, I don't know if it fucking matters. Because the world could just rewind itself a week. It could rewind itself to me being back in Tenth's life's waiting room. It could go further than that, because if it can go that far, why the fuck stop there? It could take me all the way back where I met these jokers and fucked up my life in Oklahoma City. It could take me back to before my dad died. I don't know what's fucking real. Can you get on this with me?
She abruptly just snaps and starts screaming at the top of her lungs. Not any coherent words, just screaming, and then she finally just falls over.
Do we hear this?
Yes,
Absolutely.
everyone hears this.
Ah, shit. I guess that means I have to come running.
Yeah, no, Pam has to go save Mirabelle. Also, I've been wanting to ask for how tall is Mirabelle actually?
Maribel's
I forgot to ask.
like 4.5 feet or so.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
So about Rise height.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
All right. So Pam comes running. Pam's pretty far away.
I follow not too far
Like,
behind.
Jazz isn't doing anything.
Mhm.
She's just
Does she still have her gun drawn?
not like pointed, it's just kind of... You can't
But
see what I'm doing
there
there at
was
home, but it's in my
scream.
hand, kind of limp. Her
All
whole
right.
body's just kind of deflated a bit.
All right. The first person to get there is Izzel, who is, for once, without his daughter, having presumably left her in someone else's care. And he just bounds up, looks down at Maribel, looks over at you, and says, "Who attacked?"
No one attacked her, dude.
Then why do you have a gun drawn?
You know, that's a great question.
Maribel starts to come around. She looks very woozy. She looks over at Jasmine and Izzel, sees Jasmine's gun drawn and Izzel all ready to go, and says, "What happened? Did y'all... Did I get hurt?"
Jazz is just gonna drop her gun and look up at Izzel and say, "Y'all need to take me away from here."
At that moment, Charlie shouts from the middle of camp. Pam has returned with another mutant, and Lexi has returned from a scouting mission to Athens. A sec, I gotta clear my nose.
Also, Z's somewhere. There's Z.
Hey, you're back.
Hooray! Xenon's back. Alright, at that moment, Charlie shouts from the middle of the camp. Pam has returned with another mutant, and Lexi has returned from her scouting mission to Athens. Everyone's nervous about the massive turtle, but it's quickly agreed that they should hear out the chameleon first.
Okay, so my computer crashed again, so I turned off my overclock. What happens right after the yelling?
Okay, right after the
it'll
screaming,
shut up.
Izzel arrived, and Jasmine dropped her gun, and Maribel woke up and was very woozy and didn't really know what was going on.
And then Jazz said, y'all need to take me away from here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
I don't think it's going very well.
No, this is...
Nope.
It's not.
No.
No.
All right.
I mean, fine, well.
It's certainly going
Yeah,
interesting.
Yes, it's very, very interesting.
All right, so everyone's nervous about the massive turtle, but it's quickly agreed that they should hear out the chameleon first. Lexi steps into the middle of everyone, and everyone stops and listens, and she says, "Shit's fucked, y'all." Arms
Yeah,
crossed,
That's about right.
Yeah, sounds about right.
with a distinct nod of her head. She waits a moment for her abrupt words to sink in.
I'm just looking around.
Seeing everyone's reaction, she unfolds her arms and says, "Shit's real fucked." She's
Just a little more clarity, I think, would be good, if you don't mind.
She starts pacing, trying to put her words in order. Lacey abruptly fades in, laying in the grass next to her. She simply nods up at her sister with a "you got this" look. "Okay," Lexi begins. "The city council's been less and less public for, well, basically the past year. Like, the whole government's getting more and more secretive. Lots of rumors about She stops and glances around. Not seeing whatever she was looking for, she continues. 10th Life might have been getting senile's what people was saying. Not everyone believes it, mind, but this all ain't even the weirdest thing I saw." She takes a deep breath and looks down at her sister before continuing. "The city's fallen apart. Like, literally. The streets are cracking, businesses are shutting down, the water mains are bursting, construction's stopping. It's like the whole place is having the goddamn life sucked out of it."
If you wanted to comment, it's just gonna be more. Oh God, holy shit! I don't know what to do with this. This has gone off the rails.
I have to have a quick question.
What's up?
What's the current scene right now? I think I missed a little bit.
Okay, so everyone's gathered in camp. Lonnie's not there.
Bat is not located.
Maribel is off to the side looking woozy. And Izzel is standing right next to Jasmine, looking very protective.
Okay, cool.
Alright, but now we're moving on to the next scene.
Oh no, I was just caught up.
This is just a Pam scene. Izzel sits across from Pam, a kind smile on his massive maw. He was the only person in the camp who really made Pam feel small physically, but he always chose his words carefully to make sure he never diminished anyone. He was listening intently to the Fennec's words, only occasionally casting an eye to the side to watch Kitty playing with the older kids. Finally, he spoke up. "Pam, you're not like me. You're not even really like Jasmine or Rai or Lonnie. All of us have seen a lot of violence in our lives, but you... Well, I won't say something silly like you're innocent, but you are inexperienced. And I want you to know that all the things you've described to me, how you felt about what happened, these are things we all feel. His face hardens for a moment before his soft smile returns. Death never gets easier, especially when we feel responsible for it. So, anything you want to talk to Izzel about? Anything Pam needs to get out to Izzel?
This is for context. This is a therapy session.
Yes.
One of Pam's regular therapy sessions.
Yep.
Okay.
See, how much has already been talked about, and where are we at here?
Well, I suppose that's up to you. Like, just go off the context of what he said right there, I guess. This is one that's really hard to pre-write, so I only really have a few things written down.
Yeah. Who was has Pam only like one person?
Has Pam what?
How many? Two?
Pam has actually
How many
killed only
people?
one person. And that
Okay.
was the soldier back in Still Waters.
Yeah, but then did witness a lot more
Yep.
than that.
Lots
A
more
lot
death
worse than
after that.
Yeah, I feel like probably the whole prison thing is probably a good place to go there.
Okay.
Yeah. Kind of want to talk about the whole prison thing.
Yes, I heard there was violence. He says, choosing his words either carefully or awkwardly. It's often hard to tell with him.
Yeah, I mean there was a lot of shit that went down over there, especially with the whole gold mask situation.
I heard about Lonnie killing her right in front of everyone. How do you feel about that?
I mean, not great. It's not the best to see.
I would imagine. I've seen my fair share of death, but rarely so gruesome. He stops and thinks for a moment, and then says, "At the very least, you can rest easy knowing that she was a soldier, and that perhaps she would have done the same to you had she had the chance."
Oh yeah, definitely. Like I don't feel bad for her.
How do you mean?
Like more like it was just a bad way to go.
He nods thoughtfully. See, it's just like a real therapy session, except that I get to fill the some of the long silences with narration.
Wow.
All right, so I don't think we thought through this scene enough. So I'm just gonna say that the two of you continue to talk about this for quite a while. And finally, he asks you, what do you plan to do with the rest of your day?
I'm not sure. What's the time frame here?
The time frame is in...
So there was the vegetable soup. When was that?
Oh, that was like a couple hours ago.
Okay. The soup, I'm assuming, is done and made and had.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I guess I was gonna go maybe nap, but I'm not entirely sure.
He nods again. He says, well, I find that concentrating on something that I wish to learn helps me to work through my feelings. It lets me face them just a little at a time in between the things I enjoy. Alright. So, I guess we can move on to scene 4, which is a Ben scene.
I guess we can.
Alright. Charlie stares down at you. The capybara, while larger than many members of the camp, is still quite small compared to you. 4 other mutants, a deer, a giraffe, a one-armed rat, and a blue jay, all linger nearby, wearing similar flannel outfits, obviously prepared in case you try anything funny. Not that you would. This Charlie character seems real nice, and he can't help but think that he just wants a peaceful resolution. So, he drawls, shoving his hands into his pockets of his jeans. Pam said you're, some kinda spy. He eyes you very closely.
I try to mimic by putting my hands inside my shell, trying to put in my shell.
Just pull your front legs into your shell.
Yeah. Well, sort of. I don't know what I'm spying on.
Well,
but
what do you think this is?
Shrine.
A shrine? He looks slightly incredulous.
I've seen this place before. In my in the pamphlets and in these tapes. I've seen this place. This place is almost like a mecca. It's almost perfect. If you I have a few loose leaf pages somewhere on me. I'm not sure where, but it talks about this. Talks about the caravan that I see back there. The green caravan. That's all I remember.
What, the old RV? He says,
Yes,
pointing his thumb behind him at the big green RV.
that's it.
Well, what about it?
They were there.
Who was there?
The they. You don't know they are.
I know a lot of theys, kid.
I pull out of the shell one of the pieces of paper
Okay.
from the comic book and just slide it over.
He picks it up, staring at it, squinting. Says, what in tarnation is this?
It's them.
Them.
It's not like they directly sent me here. They sent me here.
Wait a sec. He calls the Blue Jay over and turns around, and they whisper, heads down, huddled for a moment, pointing at the paper. The Blue Jay, at some point, stifles a laugh, very obviously. And then Charlie turns back around as the Blue Jay moves back to his friends. And he says, these them Ninja Turtles, them cult folks are always on about, huh? Come on, them's just
So-
kid stories, far as I'm concerned.
Is Jasmine one of those folks?
I don't know, does Jasmine believe in the turtles?
I can't believe Christy is gone.
Yeah, sorry. I muted myself. I don't know if she would have a concept of who they are.
Ninja
Probably,
Turtles is an anime.
you'd probably have at least seen, Turtle Tracks somewhere.
Turtle
Turtle trash.
Turtle tracks.
You get it?
Ice cream.
like chick tracks only.
Turtles.
It's a good
Turtles.
joke. is a good joke I made.
That was a good joke. On many accounts. Like I start.
Probably.
Alright, so basically, to give a concept of what the Ninja Turtles, the 4 turtles, are seen as in this universe, most people just kind of think of them as an old story, but there are lots of, like, cult-like churches that have popped up around a worship of them. Some people outside of those churches think they were real. They see them as real and some of the first mutants to really fight for mutant rights alongside Scooby-Doo. And, like, but these cults, they take it to a whole other level, and they worship them, and they see them as saviors, and all that, and all that. And it would seem that Ben has just revealed that he was a part of one of those cults.
We were starting some. We had. I know it sounds crazy, but we had an uprising. We had it started.
An uprising, you say?
Yeah. It wasn't.
Where are you from, kid?
Coast.
The coast. Alright. He pulls out a map, looks over it, holds it out to you, and says, "Show me." And it is a map of Georgia.
Of what? So you got out there.
So we'll just say you can just point at a spot on the coast.
He was asking where the map.
Yeah, because you cut out there for a minute.
Oh, sorry. Charlie pulls out the map and shows it to you.
Okay.
And it's just a map of Georgia. Like an old, for your context, not for Ben's, it's an old, like, atlas map. Like a page torn out of an old atlas.
Honestly, I don't know. It doesn't look like where I came from. Like, I don't know if this is... Like, I start pointing outside the map north. Like, I'm maybe up there. Like, I don't... I don't remember how I got here.
Seems you come a long way, huh?
Yeah.
Well, see, we're from out west. We come a long way to reach Athens, and things done went sour. You'll have to forgive me and my compatriots if we're feeling a little suspicious to find you just hanging around. So, how long you been hanging back?
A couple weeks now?
Well, the camp's only been up for 3 days.
Oh. 2 days.
2 days, huh? You ever heard of something called Many Kings?
It rings a bell.
Rings a bell. He looks alarmed. We only just learned about this a couple days ago.
The rats.
Okay, so now you've said you know about the rats. Now I have to ask you where you learned that information.
The person who guided me into the direction of the camp mentioned about the rats. To stay away from them.
He nods slowly, looking obviously not put at ease by what you said.
Like, I don't know what you want me to say, and I take out another sheet of paper and look down, and it's... This doesn't really help. Master Splinter.
He looks at the page alongside you. Looks a little bit confused.
I don't know how that one got there.
He stops for a moment, puts his hand on his chin. He says, well, if you think you can make yourself useful, I think we can use a couple extra hands. He glances down, feet'll work too.
Ah! I try to jump up on both my legs and go, and wave my hands around, my feet around, and then come back down.
Party trick.
The older
I can juggle
capybara,
too.
waves you away, instructing, go get to know some folks. Keep your nose clean. Once I know we can trust you, we'll talk again. See if Pam needs help in the kitchen.
Okay. I go over to the kitchen.
As you begin to leave, he looks over to his Blue Jay friend and says at a volume that probably indicates he means for you to hear it, keep your guns loaded. Shoot him if he brings trouble with him.
I stop and I turn around and I go, can I have those back? I kind of want those.
Have what?
The pieces of
Oh, he
comic.
he hands you your comic pages back.
I just stick them in my mouth and start walking away.
All right, we're
'Cause I
gonna
can't
move
really
on to
carry them.
we're gonna move on to scene 5 after a quick break. I'm gonna put up the BRB and we'll be back in just a few minutes. So don't go anywhere. We will see you soon.
Okay.
I'm sorry, was I supposed to swear? Am I allowed to swear? I'm just
Anyone
looking down
ever
the
really
street here.
ready?
All right, we're back.
Hey, are y'all ready?
I'm ready enough.
Dubiously.
I'm asking the chat too.
Are you ready? Are you ready?
I wonder I wonder what happened. Like, is this from a Google Street View?
Is what from Google Street View?
Like
This
the
is
background?
Oh, this
Oh, yeah.
Skybox. I think so. Yeah, it may also just be a place where they live. So
And they just stood in the middle of the street taking a picture.
just got a 360 camera.
I like how the scaling is fucked up.
I mean, that's what happens with 360 photos.
Also, the table is floating like a good 8 feet above the streets or
Yep.
walkway.
Which, if you're holding it still, you can't necessarily tell that. But as soon as you move the camera... Someone drew a line here. I see that.
Oh, that was probably me.
Alright, so... I want to do an impromptu scene where Jasmine is going to be sitting alone somewhere. Is that okay? Do you think that's something Jasmine would be doing right now?
I think that is the best thing for Jasmine to be doing just now.
Okay, so you're sitting alone, just out near the edge of camp, we'll say, where no one's going to come bug you, and then behind you, you hear a small voice that you know as Maribel say, Jasmine, can we talk again?
She doesn't have her weapons on her.
Jasmine doesn't?
No.
Okay.
She actually probably handed them to Izzel.
That makes sense. They would all fit in one of Izzel's hands, but not the other.
Oh, right. He has the one big arm like Ludicrous.
Yeah, he has a ludicrously big arm on the right side and a little tiny, normal-sized arm on the left.
Which video is that?
Oh, what was that?
Yeah, which Ludicrous video is that? That's not important.
Okay. So, she comes up and she says, Jasmine, can we talk again?
I'll be honest with you, Mirabelle, I don't know if that's a fantastic idea.
I don't know if it is either, but I want to figure some things out just as bad as you do. The things you said earlier, they turned me upside down.
Yeah, that's kind of where I've been at for the last week and a half or so.
Well, that's how I've been for the past 4 or 5 hours, she says in a lame attempt at humor. So, as far as I know, she says, holding up her violin, I have had this thing my entire life, but it got me thinking what you said, that I'd only had it for a couple days. And I started thinking back about my family, Jasmine. And I can't.
Can't what?
I can't think of my family. I know I have a mom. I know my dad left. I know I have a sister and a brother. I don't know who any of them are. It's like someone wrote me a backstory but left out all the fine details.
Well, I gotta say, that's rough. And I wish I had something to say to you other than that's real goddamn weird. But I don't. So, that's real goddamn weird.
With that, she actually cracks a bit of a smile and sits down a couple feet away from you, giving you a safe distance.
Jazz is sitting on her hands,
Mm.
claws.
Are her arms long enough to sit on her hands?
Oh, if
she believes.
yeah, she really believes. Probably not, honestly.
Mm.
I'm doing a T-Rex thing right now in my chair, trying to figure it out, and it's not. Probably not.
Mm. So, Jasmine, I want you to know that not only do I now see exactly where you're coming from, but I'm scared to death. The only things I remember with clarity, with detail, is once I met Pam back at that laboratory. Before that, it's just the broad strokes. And I had to think just constantly for the past 4 hours just to make sure I wasn't full of shit, that I wasn't fooling myself.
Well, feel less crazy now.
I feel more crazy, if that helps.
It does, you know? It's nice to get some confirmation that shit is a lot weirder than I thought.
She nods slowly. And holds up her violin. Says, "You want to take a look at it or something?"
Sure.
She passes it over to you a little bit hesitantly.
Not gonna shatter it, don't worry. I'm a musician. You don't fuck with someone's instrument.
You know, the only person from before that I really remember is George.
Your friend that worked at William Street.
That's right.
Have a look at the violin.
Okay. It appears to be a very, very finely made violin. It's made of a nice solid wood. It's tuned perfectly. And there's just that gorgeous engraving filled in with slightly scratched gold, like someone's run their fingers over it hundreds of times is the name Maribel. And aside from that, aside from just being an absolutely gorgeous instrument, it just looks like a regular violin. But at the same time, you've got that nagging feeling that this is that violin that you may or may not have picked up at William Street.
It's going to set it down.
Okay.
I'm going to hand it back to her.
Okay.
It's a... Don't know a lot about these, but it looks real good.
It is. Sometimes I think that it does more work than I do when I play. No, figuratively, mind you.
Where'd you learn to play this?
She stops for a moment, and she thinks. Says, I guess Uncle George must have taught me.
Musta. It's hard for me to care.
She nods slightly.
I know that sounds cruel, and I'm sorry. But I don't know what the fuck is the world, even. This is bad. I can't know what's real or what's going to happen or even what has happened. And I know that Rai's having a hard time about the masks and all that. And I wish I could be there for her more. But if the world decides it's going to reset itself again, then it doesn't matter. I don't have a way forward on this one.
Well, you remembered, and I guess I remembered, them dreams I was having, remember? And that dream you had about William Street. If the world's... If the world's really resetting itself and them's wasn't dreams, then something's left over at least.
Okay. I think it might be better if we don't talk about this to other people right now.
Yeah, maybe you're right. But we gotta figure out what's going wrong.
Yeah.
She reaches over to take the violin back.
I'm not gonna stop her.
Okay. She picks it up, holds it to her chin, and plays just a single chord. Stares at it for a sec. Little tear welling in her eye. We good?
I'm real sorry I pulled a gun on you.
Oh, I see that B has cheered 85 bits. Thank you so much, B.
Yeah, that's a good tension breaker.
Yeah.
You know what, Jazz? I might not have done the same thing, but I don't blame you for it. There's some scary shit going on right here.
Eldritch. Black.
Eldritch-like. Alright, so I think that ends that scene.
I have been yelling in the background the entire time. I just didn't want to interrupt. Just like, oh my god, this is so meta and so terrifying.
I didn't want it to be like this.
You
Alright.
pulled the gun out.
No, Jasmine did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jasmine.
She was fully
That's
in
right.
character there. She did exactly what Jasmine would do.
I tried real hard to find a way to not pull that gun.
Relatable. Don't worry. Hey, Christy.
Yeah, sure.
Relatable.
Oh, yeah.
Relatable.
Okay.
All right, scene 5 is another Rai scene.
Cool. Because yeah, they're kind of in the middle of having a. They're very close to having a breakdown. Oh God, they were all innocent. This is so fucked. Oh God. Okay, yeah. Where are we?
All right, couple days have passed, and you can't get Silver out of your head. The same nightmares you'd been having have returned full force, but stranger somehow. Sometimes instead of Dusty, you see Silver, and sometimes instead of enemy soldiers, you see yourself. Once again, you find that you can't seem to resist visiting your prisoner, despite forcing yourself to put it off for as long as you could. Jacoby's on guard duty, but you're starting to think it's unnecessary. Silver makes no attempt to escape, even unrestrained. They only sit quietly and eat any food brought to them.
All right. I think I just kind of walk in the door and I just kind of tiredly wave.
The fox lifts up their head, stares at you, tilts their head to the side slightly in a very foxy way. They hold up their hands and sign, "You know, your friend comes to see me sometimes, the old woman."
Well, yeah, I can see why she would. Did you tell her?
They stop, tilt their head the other way, and then say, "She is pleasant. She speaks a lot less than you."
You know what? I deserve that. That's fine.
She feels she did something truly heinous, something against her code of honor and morals.
You see, somebody else usually holds my moral compass. So, yeah, that's fine that she feels guilty. It would be kind of weird if she didn't. That's the way blood works, I guess.
They let out a deep sigh, grit their teeth slightly, and sign, "I'm prepared to tell you more."
Well, then, let me have it.
They look down at the floor and begin to sign their story once again.
Okay, could I just make a note that I am writing this stuff down because, yeah.
Okay. You know the Rat King of Oklahoma City. He sent you after something he claimed he needed, yes?
Mm-hmm.
He sent us after something too. For you, it seems, it was a mutagen. The very stuff that caused they pause, struggling to find words before simply gesturing all around in a circle.
That's incredibly vague. Can you clarify even, like, a little bit?
Everything they sign.
All right. Just keep going.
For us, it was a machine, or I suppose a machine intelligence. But it was infectious, a virus, a disease.
Hold on. An infectious computer virus?
They nod, quite gravely.
Okay, I'm going to need to bring this up with somebody who knows literally anything about computers, but continue.
It changed her. It made her bloodthirsty. She lost her will to be... They stop for a moment, their hands visibly shaking before continuing. She lost her will to be a hero. For some reason, it did not spread to Copper or I. Gold insisted we must follow the Rat King, and I knew it was the only way to stay alive, and I had to stay alive. They pound their fist on the floor. I had to stay alive because if I didn't, there would be no one to stop her. there'd be no one to save her. So we played the fool, or I suppose. I played the fool. Copper Mask truly would follow Gold to the ends of the earth. To him, we were still and always would be the good guys.
You thought you could stop her.
They
You thought that was a
nod.
thing you could do. Listen, I don't have any right to talk to you about grief or blaming yourself, but that's not how it works. You couldn't have done anything. You
They
couldn't
hold
have-
up one paw and sign, I was close.
How so?
They shake their head and begin signing again. Word travels fast between the many kings. You, my friend, are infected, just like Gold Mask. I've seen it in your eyes as you stopped me from saving my friend. The hatred is already taking hold. What you found in Oklahoma changed your friends, but it could not change you. And so the machine intelligence was able to take hold. And I am watching it consume you from within, even now. And this is why I continue to search for a cure.
Okay. Okay. Do you have any idea how wild this sounds? Well, shit. Okay. What information do you have about, well, shit. All of it? Oh shit, now I understand what you're talking about. Fuck. What do you know, and how can I, how do we fix this?
It is connected to Project Mind Flayer. If I knew much beyond that, perhaps 10th Life would still be alive. Perhaps Gold Mask would still be alive. Perhaps even Copper, but that only you can say.
Shit. I'd like to think so, yeah, but I still don't think that you can put this whole thing on, well, you.
I put this whole thing on Mind Flayer.
Well, I guess we know where to start looking.
They stare silently for a little while longer and say, let me go.
Oof, okay, but okay, I will level with you. I initially thought that I was going to have to kill you, and I'm not entirely sure how that not killing you and also letting you go is going to be received. And also, exactly what are you going to do with your version of freedom?
They tilt their head, looking a little confused as to your words. And then they say, I will go north.
With no one else? With just yourself?
As it was before I met Gold.
This is something I can't hold on my own. So, if you'll just wait here a sec.
They stare blankly.
I think I'm going to go. Do we know where Lonnie is?
Not at the moment, no.
Oh shit. Then I guess I go to Izzel.
Okay. Izzel is off to the side. He's just relaxing while Kitty plays with the other kids.
Hey, Izzel.
He looks up at you and says, "Kitty's really been opening up lately."
That's great. Can we talk for a sec?
Of course. I always have time for you, my friend.
Hey, you know the weird wrestlers that we kept running into.
You refer to Silver Mask, whom you have tied up in a trailer.
Yeah, and also the one that's, well, the two that's dead. Both of them are.
He nods, raising an eyebrow ridge.
Oh shit. They. Okay, look, Copper Mask is dead. What? There's no cat in this room, so I don't know. I don't know what that is if it's on my end. I forgot where. Oh, Copper Mask is dead. And all right. And they. I was the one that killed them. That tracks. And by doing so, I may have made it difficult for Lonnie to stop killing Gold Mask. And also I may have stabbed Silver while they were trying to save. I just wanted to make sure that they wouldn't hurt anybody again. I just wanted to protect family. I think that's fair of me. I think this. I regret part of them. I think knowing what I did, there may have been nothing that I could do. Oh yeah, it turns out that they were fairly innocent as things go. And I realized the whole burning your home down was also a thing that happened, but they just kind of got a bad deal, if that makes sense. And the Rat King, they gave me all of this information, and then I kind of go off. I kind of give them what they said for like the past 5 minutes or so. And now they're telling me that they're asking if they could go free to presumably find a cure. And I don't. It doesn't feel like I'm supposed to be the one to make this choice. Well, shit. I mean, you're not wrong. You're not wrong, is the thing. It's just. Oh god, my whole desk just became haunted. No, it just opened by itself. I got really distracted. Well, when you put it like that, I don't think they're going to hurt anybody again, and I don't. Well, I don't know. Am I looking for permission, or I just want to confirm that I'm making the right choice and that it's not weird if you look in the trailer the next morning and nobody's there, and you don't have to fear about your lives or people's throats being slit while they sleep, or your friends. What I'm saying is, I guess I'm just telling you that I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this, I think. I haven't exactly had a great track record in making decisions, you understand. That's a bad choice, really. You really shouldn't do that. I guess we're in a good club then. I don't. Alright, I'm going to go release someone who I previously thought was a murderer. And that. Do you know where Lonnie is? She did kind of turn Gold Mask into brown meat. Okay, I'm going to go. I told you had bad taste in friends, but you weren't listening to me. I think. Okay, wait. There's still the matter of all this other information. And then I guess I just kind of shove my notebook in their hands and go running off. Okay. Wait, are they still they're not tied or anything? They're just chilling? Okay, do you have a cell phone or something? You need pockets in those things. Dear God. Ugh. Okay,
Saying that for years.
Katie, if I give my cell phone to Silver, the range on these things isn't great, right? So they could conceivably meet up with us later on. If the fates align and the cell towers are ready and cool. Okay. Well, heck. I don't have any other I don't communicate. This is a problem. Shit. I guess I give them I give them the cell phone. Great. I didn't. No, that's fine. That's fine. Yeah, didn't really want that back. Okay. Maybe I can't get Pam to sew you pockets. You're leaving. Can I get Pam to sew them pockets? I don't have. Do I have pockets? No, I have the character. Hold on. I have to check my character sheet for pockets. I know! That's what makes it so bad! I need them to have pockets. And I also don't have a good way to get in contact with them other than the cell phone. I mean, yeah, functionally. Oh, take this, and then I hand them. What else do I have on my personage? I give them my sandwich. Which area are they? They said the north, right? And they only you. Just to clarify, they are only wearing spandex shorts and a mask. Oh, fucking! I give them my winter coat. I don't care. It's this is the worst. This is the worst thing you've done to me. Just like you. Yes. They're like they don't have. Ah, you say that. Do they have shoes, Katie? Katie, do they have shoes? Katie, do they have shoes? Do they have socks? Gosh, hecking. This is the worst. This is the worst. I have an extra pair of gloves. I'm going to give them an extra. They're wearing shorts and a mask. I'm so done. They're just gonna walk out into the wilderness. I don't even know what skills they have. I don't know if they have foraging or like looking for berries or whatever the hell it is for the skill thing. They're just there. Cold? Not even cold. They're just hungry. I don't know. How can I have to sit here for like the next 10 minutes and have a session? Do you have their character sheet in front of you so that I can at least be concerned, like be aware like of what they have so that I know that they can survive? You're the GM. That means nothing to me.
Like, I don't think Mox will be fine.
Mox isn't. Rai isn't fine. So Mox isn't fine.
I have been muted on the stream.
No, you're muted currently. You unmuted.
No, I was muted on. No, I was muted on the stream. Oh my god.
Oh.
So I was just having that.
Oh no.
Wow.
Y'all did get the end of Silver's backstory, right?
Oh shit.
My microphone got unplugged, so no one heard any of that either.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so Pam needs a winter coat. Because Pam is a desert fox. From the desert.
So, did y'all hear the part about
the Arctic fox?
I need to ask people watching the stream. I thought Mox was panicking into the void. I mean, that too.
I'm doing that. Yeah.
But, you heard the part about how copper would follow gold to the ends of the earth and all that. And the part about the machine intelligence.
Hey, have you heard, Katie, since we came back from break?
That's the question. Because I am a little angry at myself right now.
Well?
Please, folks in the chat, just answer a quick yes or no. And anyone? Did the chat die?
Yeah, the mic's on.
Yeah, I got that. Gold was infected by an AI and lost the will to be a hero. Silver tried to keep Gold in check, and Copper was a fan who got caught up in things. Did you hear the part where Rai went to Izzel? Oh. Izzel is the psychiatrist, yes. Psychologist. Therapist.
Alligator.
So, I'm guessing that's a yes. Okay. Didn't miss anything terribly important then.
I feel like the Mox chat
most-
was very, very important, though.
Yeah, but it
Yeah.
was mostly
Mostly Mox.
it was Mox carrying the conversation. So basically, Izzel is just bemused by all of Rai's panicking. Wait. Silver
Silver
is
does not have
bemused.
shoes.
And Silver does not have shoes because they are an Arctic fox and they will not be cold, and it's fine.
You keep saying that.
I do keep saying that. Because they're an Arctic fox.
They're stored in the colds.
Exactly.
They're
They
an
live
Arctic-
in the Arctic.
An Arctic fox mixed with a human. They have
They're not
vaguely
mixed with a human. That's not how the mutation works.
mutated.
They're humanoid in that they have evolved along the same path as humans did to an extent.
Here, Mox, check out this image for reference. Just look at this fox.
Look how fluffy that is. Look how fluffy that is.
They don't have
I
shoes
actually-
either.
I was actually not prepared for how fluffy this was going to be.
Right?
Yeah, very, very
They're so
fluffy.
fluffy.
They're so fluffy. They're so fluffy. I'm gonna die. Okay, fine.
You understand now?
But I will give them a health potion. Also, Pam, not in game, but Pam also has you still have a health potion.
Do I have a health potion?
Yes.
Wait, when I reset my BIOS, I lost access to my right monitor because I forgot I turned on my integrated graphics so I can use 3 monitors.
Oops.
So yeah, I don't have that up right now.
Just make a note that you still. I think I handed you one during our last altercation.
I'm gonna
second
say
to
that
last
it's still difficult for anyone but Rai to carry more than one, simply because Rai's equipment is set up for it. But Pam can carry the one.
So I do have one. I should put down.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So I give them one, and I think that's all I'm going to give them, given that you won't let me give them shoes.
I don't think your shoes would fit them anyway. They have very different shaped feet than you do.
Oh heck. What about socks?
The fox stares deeply into your eyes for a moment, and then holds up their hands to sign, "Do not give in, little possum." Steals out the door, dashing off into the night. In seconds, they're gone even from your sharp vision.
Cat, paws, cat. Whatever.
That is exactly the reaction Rai would have, yes. Remember that chimeras aren't super common, so they may not have even realized. Alright.
My ears are very distinctive. I take offense to this.
Scene 6 will be Pam, Jasmine, Rai, and Ben.
Hey.
Tables were set up, and everyone was immersed in their meals and conversation. Ben, Steve, and Pam were all approaching Jasmine and Rai's table. The Blue Jay parted ways there in order to join his own close friends. Pam gently motioned for the turtle to follow her to her friends. If there was one thing Pam liked to do, it was make others feel welcome. Alright, Riz, I want you to describe what Ben looks like approaching the table. What does this give us details on what this massive turtle looks like?
Well, first of all, somebody has to hold my
Beer?
dish.
Your tray.
Because I'm just going on all fours,
Mm.
bumbling over, and probably about just I'm nervously walking over there
Mm.
because of the last conversation that Ben had. Ben's feeling a little bit reluctant, a little bit scared that
That you're gonna get shot.
yeah, that's the thing that's probably gonna happen.
I mean,
But and I'm like Ben's looking around trying to see what he can see, and he's also just very focused on the RV. He's focused on the RV and looks back, and then looks back at the RV, looks back at the table, and goes to an empty spot without a chair, obviously, and just
Chairs don't
around.
work.
An empty spot in the general area of us, or just an empty spot?
In the general area of all of you. Yes.
All right, so the four of you are at your own table. Let's have some conversating.
Okay,
So-
who are you and why did they let you in here? Rye's not in a good mood, okay?
You know, we can be better than that.
Can we?
Rye,
Can we really?
Rye.
Fine.
We can be better than that.
Pleasant
I was
conversation.
threatened to be shot, so yes.
Oh, they did a good. They did a good thing then. You realize that if you make a wrong move, that you will, in fact, just die, and that if you hurt
Jesus
anybody,
Christ.
Die.
and then, you're making this so hard, and that if
I hope that he's not making it hard at all. You've done nothing but just do a threat.
yeah, and if you hurt anybody in this camp, even a little bit, I will spend weeks making you regret living. You realize this, yes?
Yeah.
Okay.
I realize
okay.
that.
Great.
I realize that I have a legit target on my shell.
Pam, you wanna be a part of this conversation?
What's happening?
Well, you led Ben over to.
No, I mean, what is happening in this conversation?
Okay, so
now
I'm
that
being
that's
threatened
clear.
for the second time today.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay,
like
now
what
that-
happened in the last 2 seconds?
I walked up and I just stood there.
and then Rye started going off.
Okay,
Like,
now
I
that
didn't
that's clear.
do anything.
What's your name? Bud?
Right, can't keep killing
Ben.
folks.
I'm
Look,
Ben.
I'm trying to be better.
Are you though?
A little bit.
Alright.
Only a little bit.
Right, Ben. Hi, hello, Ben. My name is Jasmine. This is Rye. I'm sorry about her. How are you doing?
Them.
Her?
Right,
I am.
fucked up. That's on me, and I'm sorry.
Mm.
I could be better. Seeing how the day started off, that somebody thought I was a freaking rock, and then
I mean, I just want to point out, as the storyteller, you were camouflaged as a frickin' rock.
yeah. So
You did a good
it's
job.
inconsiderate, just making sure I be aware of the space. But at first I
Beware
was
the rocks.
beware of the rocks. They could be actual turtles. And then, believing in something sucks. I just throw down everything on the floor, like the ripped up pieces of paper. They're all just crumbled up. It's like I was told to come in this general direction.
Doesn't
Oh,
seem
wait.
like very good instructions, but continue.
And
I pick up one of the pieces of paper.
it's like I was told that I would see a sign. They didn't tell me what the sign was. They didn't tell me where to go. They just told me to walk.
So
And-
they sent you out into the wilderness to die, then?
No. No.
This is adversarial even for Rye.
Is it?
No,
I
I
didn't mean for
can't.
that to come off adversarially.
Everybody's had a bad day, I feel like.
Like they gave me this. I pull out the red mask bandana for the eyes, and I'm like, they gave me this.
Bum
Oh,
bum
damn,
bum
that's funny
bum
as
bum
hell.
bum bum bum.
Katie.
But
What?
you're telling me they just let me me walk away?
That's the song that plays when he pulls out the bandana.
I hate it so much. Have you tried putting it on?
I tried. Wait. I can't.
What do you
It
mean?
fell. It felt like it was on me, and then it started falling, and then I was covered. Like I couldn't see. Then I couldn't. Like it was in my mouth.
Does it, Riz, does it have eye holes?
Or is it just like a strip of red cloth?
Yeah, this is important information.
It was a strip of red cloth.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was gonna say that. Well, like, like I looked down at the piece of one of the pieces of paper that's on the floor of the turtle with the red eye hole with the red bandana. I look back down.
I am looking this up. Otherwise, I forgot the red ninja turtle. It's Raphael.
Yes, that's Raphael.
And I'm like,
Or in the original comics, literally all of them.
yeah, pretty much.
Alternatively,
Ben looks down at the pieces of paper, sees that they have eye holes in them.
Yeah, maybe you should. And then I guess I take out my, if you'll allow me, and then I take out the Swiss Navy knife. God, why is it a Swiss Navy knife? And I put
my head starts going back in my shell a little bit.
I put holes in the vent. I'm putting this on you.
Okay.
I put holes in the bandana thing. I do gesture like before I do it, just to let him know if he would, grace us with his presence. To let him know that I'm about to put holes in this. Are you cool with this? Riz, that?
Yeah. Go ahead.
It doesn't have to sound like a death sentence. Well, you are kind of surrounded. Never mind. Then I put holes in the.
If you put one foot out of line, I swear to God I will murder you myself with my bare hands. Also, Rai, hey, not everything's a death sentence.
Like, the reason why it took Ben so long is he just continues to stare at the picture of Raphael.
Okay, and then I put eye holes in the bandana, and I tie the bandana around the turtle head, the eyes of the turtle.
This time you can see.
Yeah, do you see anything different?
Yeah.
All right.
I just take one bite of the food, still looking like his attention is now focused on the picture and not of the caravan in the background. Yeah.
Can you tell us about, I don't know, literally any of, what are you looking at there? Who is that?
At that moment, Lacey gets everyone's attention with some very loud coughing. It's up at the front of the at the front of the dining area, in front of all of the trucks and such. And she looks around and, with surprisingly few words for Lacey, passes a Polaroid to the closest table with the instructions to pass it on. Murmurs rapidly fall over the camp, and everyone who sees the picture looks pale. All right, back to y'all.
I'm sure that's not.
I sure hope that's nothing. I sure hope that's nothing to be concerned about. Just like, oh, all right.
It's probably nothing. It's probably fine.
So Jazz has been looking down at all of these scattered papers and finally sees the one that Ben's been focused on, and it clicks in her head finally. It's like, oh damn, you're one of the turtle churchers.
I'm sorry.
The
Churchers. Turtle churches?
Yeah,
You're gonna
Somebody. No,
make
you
fun
go,
of
you
me
go.
too, aren't you?
I'm not gonna make fun. I had a bunch of you back in Texas where I was from. I mean, I don't believe what you believe, but I think it's I know you people. Would never disparage. You know, never disparage someone else's beliefs. That's not a cool thing to do.
No, it's not.
As long as you're not, hurting anybody, and the turtles they fought for honor, I'm told.
That's what I thought.
That's what you thought. What, until you got sent out here?
Apparently blindfolded.
Yeah, apparently blindfolded.
Oh, Turtle.Church didn't resolve.
Aww.
Yeah.
I think you can get it.
I want that URL now.
Wait, there is a turtle church? Really?
There is no turtle.church.
Oh, man. We need to make one now.
Right?
It was my life. Everything I found out about it, we focused on the four turtles because they were supposed to be honorable.
Supposed to be. Did something happen?
I don't. It's very long ago. It was when I first started. There was just it was fine until we were told that nobody respected us. Nobody was going to do anything, and we had to take it by force.
Take what by force now?
Whenever we can. I couldn't do it. I sold some shit.
You know what's heavier? A kilogram of wow.
Sorry about that. My browser crashed, so I was opening up the stream on my phone.
And it turns out
The stream on my phone.
It's fine.
It turns out that the
fine.
thing that's heavier is a kilogram. What the fuck? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
do you not know that? You don't let me? You ever seen the swimming bit?
I don't know what's going on now.
Yeah. Anyways, and they tried to get me to do things I didn't want to do. And I look around and see if is there anybody staring at me that's not at the table?
No, not really.
No,
Like, nobody
really
looking
focused
at
on
me.
that photo. Really focused on that photo.
Right then,
We
though,
got-
to interrupt you, the photo comes to the four of you. Ben doesn't really understand what he's seeing, but the other three of you instantly understand. The photograph is labeled Council Chambers, 2:30 p.m., and shows a long table with 6 mutants of a variety of species on each side, but at the head of the table is the Rat King. Or at least, a Rat King. This one, like the two at the top of the tower, is not heavily scarred or pierced. Rather, he appears well-groomed and sharp-eyed. The mutants around him all stare blankly forward, but the king himself seems to, chillingly, be staring directly at the camera.
Oh, well, that absolutely sucks.
No, I don't like this photo.
It's a bad photo.
This is a cursed-ass photo. guess I pass it to the table next to us. Hey, y'all, look at this cursed death.
How fuck this photo is.
Lonnie wanders up, her gaze set on Rai. Sorry, go ahead.
It's like the eyes are focused on us no matter where we go.
So Lonnie wanders up, her gaze set on Rai. Nonchalantly, she points her thumb behind her and says, "You know Silver Mask's gone?"
Yeah, I do, actually. I was trying to get in contact with you to talk about it, but, well...
Alright, no fur off my ass. Now what's got everyone up in arms here? She says, glancing around.
Did they tell me?
Goddamn photo.
Oh my god.
Upon seeing the photo, her face falls, if only for a moment, and then hardens into a determined glare. This is too much. What the hell's going on?
Yeah, that's what we would like to know. Unfortunately, we're a bit short on answers. Well, no, not necessarily. Do I have my journal back, do you think? Probably.
Yeah, Izzel's given you your journal back.
Okay, I pop it open and I just kind of... I was talking with Silver before, well, they decided to go off to the ends of the earth to find some kind of cure for the thing that I apparently have inside me. That's a panic for another time.
You pregnant?
Ooh, no.
Coordinate?
Hey.
I mean, not currently. Not that I'm aware of, no.
Alright,
Not yet?
cause that sounded real sinister.
What kind? Sinister pregnancy?
Speak up. Hang on,
Who
we have
did
a
you-
check man.
Who do you think?
Let's check it. Oh, that one? Alright.
Who exactly do you think I'd be fucking? To have a sinister pregnant rat?
Maybe it's one of them immaculate conceptions? I don't know.
I'm not really immaculate, I don't think.
Lacey wanders over, motioning specifically for Charlie and Maribel to approach the group. From her back pocket, she produces another Polaroid of a dry erase board, seemingly in the same room or a similar room as the council. Most of it's been recently cleaned, except for a title, neatly written at the top. Mind Flayer, Phase 3. Epicenter, Edmonton. 6 months? Question mark? Hell, muses Charlie. Didn't even know we were dealing with phases.
But, Katie, I'm gonna need to clear phases? Phases.
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 Okay, then I have to ask Charlie the same question. Phases?
You know, steps, parts,
Oh, right. Okay. never
stages of being,
Thank
steps
you.
of a plan,
I got it. Thank you.
chronological sections.
Okay, now you're just being mean, I think. I think you're just being kind of rude.
It's what I do best.
I can't believe that's what Charlie does best.
Well,
First I get asked if I'm pregnant, and then I get, like, some condescended to, like, some... condescending. Okay.
alright, so... what do y'all want to do next? What is the next step in the plan?
The
I
next phase.
almost said phase again, and then I thought better of it.
Not...
It's too late. I already did it.
That phaser's the phase.
Don't you start. Should we be discussing this in front of, I don't know, them? What was your name again? Ben.
Ben.
Should we be discussing this in front of Ben?
Charlie shrugs and says, "Don't see why not. Seems harmless enough."
You did say that you were going to shoot him, didn't you?
No, I didn't. Told Steve to do it.
You are...
I stare over at Steve.
You are...
Steve waves and smiles over.
For someone who's supposed to inspire calm, you really do have just the awfulest murder streak. You know this? And it's me saying that.
Oh, it's sweet of you to say so.
Oh my god. Sweet Wolverine, Jesus.
Alright, so you know that there's something called the epicenter in Edmonton, according to the whiteboard. You know that Athens has gone to hell. What's the next step?
Well, should we be? Well, I think the question is: should we be going towards or away from the storm? Should we go? Should we even bother going to Athens, given that it's falling apart? Should we head in the exact opposite direction, back the way we came? Which, God, I really don't want to do that. You know how long it took us to get it. You were there. I don't know. This picture was in Edmonton? You said.
No, the picture is in Athens. The picture was taken in Athens. The whiteboard says, Mind Flayer Phase 3, Epicenter, Edmonton, 6 months, ?
Okay, so I guess... Anybody else can... I guess we go to Athens, then? To see what we can find, pick up. It sounds like it's falling apart, and that doesn't sound like a
Hey,
great
Lonnie,
sign.
this is your fucking place. You feel like going to murder Rat King, or...
I don't think it's any good to kill one Rat King at this point.
Yeah, I kind of have to find the...
Sounds like we gotta...
Rat
Sounds
King
like
crime.
there's something going on in Edmonton that might involve a whole goddamn bunch of them, though.
To clarify for someone who doesn't know what America is, Edmonton is in Canada?
Edmonton
Yes.
is the largest city in Alberta.
Yes, that's what that was Canadian. I was like, we're going to Canada now?
Mm-hmm.
I guess we're going to Canada now.
That's far away
Death Road
since
to
we're
Canada?
like
It's gonna
in
be
Florida.
a long drive.
We did drive all the way over here.
It's like the death road from Florida to Canada.
That was
Oh
like
my
a
God.
2 or 3 day drive.
Well, not in the current nuclear wasteland.
Yeah, remember the roads
Yeah,
are no
like-
good now.
That's a long drive as is. It's gonna
Mhm.
be worse.
Well,
It's
that
like-
just means lots of adventures along the way.
Sure, that's how we're going to look at this. The right side of things.
Adventures.
Adventure!
Like, this couldn't possibly get weirder, right? Nah, it couldn't get weirder.
Maribel holds up her
What you're talking
finger.
about.
Maribel holds up her finger, thinks better of it, looks over at Jasmine, and then just shakes her head. Nope. Couldn't get
Okay.
weirder.
Wow.
No, don't want to know about that. I a little bit too much currently.
All right.
Well, I guess we're heading to Edmonton.
That night, everyone was together. In spite of the frightening news, they knew 2 things after all. They were all outcasts, and they were all outcasts together. Even Ben was quickly finding a place. Alright, Ben, a tiny human girl walks up to you with her hands clasped behind her back and simply stares up at you, her large, slightly watery gray eyes almost seeming to look right through you.
I freeze and I go back in my shell. Who are you?
You ran away from it.
She doesn't respond, but simply points up at the back of your shell. Jasmine, Izzel, Rai, and Pam all watch, utterly bemused.
Oh!
I start. You want to get up on there?
Sorry, can you repeat that? My brain
Like-
farted because I'm doing
No.
something else.
So they're pointing at the top of my shell.
Mm-hmm.
I lower myself reluctantly down so that they can get up on my shell.
Alright. She climbs up on your shell and looks very happy about it. She sits silently in the center, and an aura of calm falls over everyone nearby. She glances around, her eyes falling on her daddy, not far away, who smiles warmly, seemingly satisfied that his little girl is safe with this relative stranger. Her gaze moves over to Jasmine, and she looks as though she's about to speak, but then bites her lip. Izzel nudges Jasmine and says, "She wants you to play a song, I think." Otto wanders over at that moment with his big brass trumpet. He whispers something in Jazz's ear. "Jasmine," he whispers, "what about that Georgian song we used to play back at the bar, from the one about the robots?"
I'm sorry, what?
You know, that old Georgian tune from the robot show.
Yeah, sure, man, let's do it.
Are Transformers real?
Otto quickly scurries off, then comes back with his drum machine and Maribel. "Just, follow our lead," he says, to which Maribel starts to stammer a response. Violins don't really work, but Jasmine's claws are already picking at the strings of her guitar. Alright, tell me if y'all can hear this when I start playing it. It'll freaking work. I just imported it. Why is it not working? Bloody hell.
It kicked up an error message a minute ago.
Alright. I guess it just doesn't want to work. Let's try this again. Add. Alright. I think that worked. Or, oh, there we go.
It's downloading, but it didn't work. Oh no, there it is.
Ah, there we go. Oh my god. No. I hate it.
I don't understand how you can hate this music.
Well, luckily for you, Rai does. Rai loves this music, unfortunately for me.
Kitty bobs up and down on Ben's back. Izzel taps his foot, and everyone gathers around. Together. Friends, family, at the very least loved ones. Things might not have been getting easier, but as long as this caravan was together, they knew that not even something as ominous sounding as Mind Flayer could stop them. Tonight, they'd sing, play, and eat and laugh. And tomorrow, they'd prepare to save not only each other, but maybe the entire world. Alright. And that's our game for the night.
Oh.
Did y'all see that Japanese military orchestra version I sent to Discord? I haven't watched that yet, no.
I have like
I was really surprised because I'd already planned to play this like 2 days ago, and then you posted that. How do you flay a mind anyway? They don't have... I think you flay the mind out of the person. I think that's how it works. So, thanks everyone for coming. This has been great. I think we've dealt with a lot of things that happened over the past couple episodes.
That is a way to describe things that happen.
Yeah,
some stuff that happened.
definitely.
Things happen.
Things did happen. And next time we will be starting the long journey northwest
By
to
the way,
find
I do
the
like your
epicenter.
artwork here. That's like just happened the entire.
It's very tasteful.
It is.
It's avant-garde.
Thanks for sharing the game with me. You're welcome. I'm really happy that people want to see this stuff, and I'm really happy to have such great players. So let's go over the schedule for the next week real quick. Tomorrow is going to be... What is tomorrow? That's Thursday, so that's going to be Alice with Final Fantasy IX. Friday is going to be me with Press Any Key. The theme is various year-end celebrations. Sunday is going to be Zoo with more Code Burger. Monday will be Christy, my lovely wife, with Hollow Knight.
Hey.
Tuesday will be Andrea with more Resident Evil Revelations. And Wednesday's probably going to be Paladins, I guess. Unless you're already ready with the next episode of Claw.
I could get pretty ready pretty quick.
Alright, well if that's an option, I think we should do that. Otherwise we can do Paladins, of course. Andrea would, of course, always be willing to do so.
I think Paladins would be good for next week.
Okay, Paladins next week then.
I still want
Let's
to
see.
try at some point to write a Bigfoot campaign one shot.
Mm-hmm. That
I
could be a
would
lot
do
of fun.
that.
Yeah, absolutely.
I would do that first, though, is the thing.
Absolutely. We could play it on your channel or ours, whichever you want. Speaking of her channel, if you notice below here on the page at truck.community, there's a little stream team box, which shows 4 other streamers who are, well, our stream team. And they're all excellent, and 2 of them are in chat here, and they definitely deserve your follows and your watches. Give them your watches. Not
Rolex?
those
I mean,
not
I'll
those
take a
cheap
Rolex
not
if you
those
wanna-
cheap ones. Got to give them the good stuff.
Like, favorite, subscribe,
It's not a Rolex, it's a Molex.
video
Smash that
reply.
like button, you know.
Everyone is here. And of course B is also in chat. That's In the Land of the Rising Sun. So that's a 3rd stream team member. And Andy was too. And that's the 4th stream team member. I don't know if he's still here or not. Regardless, go follow those people. They're great.
It's fine. It doesn't have the exact same thing.
The same exact format.
Yeah.
No, we've got a standardized format on this channel, but the rest of y'all can do what you want.
Oh no, I mean the copy. It's not gonna get copyright claims.
Oh, what's not? Oh, the song? Oh, probably not. Probably not. It hasn't been before. It hasn't before, and I have played this on intros and such. All right, so yeah, that about uses up the rest of the length of that file. So I guess now's about a good time to say peace out.
All right. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Hey.
Good night.